I don't think 2025 was supposed to be easy for me. I think it was supposed to break parts of me so God can rebuild them first. If you feel like you're ending this year tired, confused, and still healing, I feel like this video might be for you. I'm definitely not here as somebody who has it all figured out. Instead, view me as somebody who literally just chose to keep showing up for herself no matter how much it hurt. Hello, hello, hello. If you're new here, my name is Grecia. I'm sorry for the orange undertone. I'm not sure what's going on here, but I think I'm having a little bit of a sit-down conversation with you guys for this YouTube video. It's the last YouTube video of 2025 for me, so why not just have a sit-down intimate chat with you guys? There's no rush, there's no pretending, just you and I one-on-one, and I just wanted it to be, you know, more intentional. And to say the least, it's not a video of like all the accomplishments I did this year. Like, instead, it's the person I became. 2025 was certainly an era. It was an era of discipline, heartbreak, a lot of faith, and learning how to trust God even though I didn't understand the process. This is me, Sue. I did have a couple of notes that I wanted to go over, so I have them written down on my phone so like that I don't lose track of myself, because I tend to do that a lot. This year definitely challenged me in so many ways that I didn't even expect. I had to grieve versions of myself that I thought were right for me, and finding my identity in Christ is something that everybody needs to experience because there's so much peace within that. I had to grieve people I loved. I had to grieve plans that I thought were permanent. And there was a heartbreak that definitely altered me completely. And I'm so grateful to God that He allowed that to happen, because I believe it was like a year and a half ago, almost 2 years, the heartbreak. And I had to heal through that. I felt like it was like the end of something that I thought was meant to last, that I wanted to hold on to for so long. But God really showed His ways. I definitely tried to overcome the pain through numbing myself or partying or whatever the case may be, instead of actually sitting with it and leaving it up to God to heal me. And you know, that just took a wrong turning of events for me. But I'm just gonna say that while God focusing on rebuilding me, He fully allowed my eyes to open, and my standards were clearer, my boundaries are stronger, and my discernment got sharper, if that makes sense. It did take me a little bit, but I realized that healing doesn't have to be loud. It definitely has to be just you and God and being obedient to Him. And then eventually, without forcing anything, because it definitely happened out of I wasn't even looking for anything. I feel like He just wanted to show me His love through the special man. He placed somebody in my life that values me, respects me, and loves me in ways that feel steady and not chaotic. Definitely came into a season where I was not looking for anybody. I was not looking to be saved by anybody, during a time that I just wanted to be obedient to God. And funny enough, God healed me through Carlos, if that makes sense. And it was just I'm like, what is going on? This is crazy. I'm not saying Carlos is perfect. I'm certainly not perfect, but it's because he's a God-fearing man that the dynamic is just, we have God in the center of the relationship, and it's so valuable. And I'm just thankful for it all, you know what I mean? I'm thankful for the healthy love, the kind that brings peace instead of confusion, the one that builds instead of drains. And in a way, through this relationship, God is restoring my heart and protecting it at the same time. So for the whole point of this video, we're gonna go into some habits that I plan to continue into 2026, and maybe it's something that you're interested in too. Maybe it's something that you've been thinking about. Maybe it's something that God has called in your heart to strengthen and be the foundation of your life and allow you to be a better version of yourself. So habit number 1, okay, we're gonna continue to keep our space clean. I know that you guys have seen all my vlogs of me deep cleaning my room. Yes, it's serious, okay? This habit has truly saved my mental health. I don't understand how, because it's backbreaking and it literally drives me crazy, but it definitely has helped my mental health, because I understand that life gets busy, but when my space is cluttered, so are my thoughts, if that makes sense. I go crazy when I have just a messy, chaotic room. So even on the hardest days, I try to reset my environment, because it's so important to have a clean space that gives you clarity. Do you know what I mean? It sort of reminds me that I actually have control over my life instead of letting it all go to shambles. Sometimes I do think it's a little much, because I'm that friend that goes crazy and I'm I need to move this here, move that here. I want this, I want that. It's kind of annoying, but you get the point. The rearranging gives me a new sense of perspective and just a new look into life. If you have no idea where to start healing, start with your room, start with your space, your apartment. Make sure it's tidy, and then sit down and write down things that you want to improve, because you want a clear head, right? Habit number 2, stepping out of your comfort zone. I've done this several times this year. I don't even know where to start, but one of them definitely, now that I'm on hybrid athlete training. I'm training for high rocks, and it's definitely something that's taking me out of my comfort zone tremendously. I don't think you understand. I've been to the gym. I've been an athlete all my life. After high school, I jumped into Olympic weightlifting, and then I went into just bodybuilding for the past 2 years, and now I'm like, I want more. So I randomly signed up for High Rocks on a random Tuesday at noon. And yeah, I've been training this past week. My legs are heavy, let's just say, and the race is 60% running. So I'm channeling my inner Grecia soccer player, and I'm trying my best. And I know over time it'll get better, but it's definitely, I'm contemplating life. There were like moments that I definitely questioned it, if this was all worth it. But in a way, it kind of stopped me. You know how you do a lot of things consecutive and it just comes into habit and like a routine? It like forced me to step out of that routine, stop relying on motivation, and just literally step on discipline, because I do not want to be running. I do not. Like I really don't. And this thing has been forcing me to run. Like the training is running half the time. So we're stepping out of our comfort zone. We're going to see growth at the end of this. Not only physically, but mentally. This is your sign. You don't have to do a High Rocks, because I'm just crazy, and I'm the only one that signs up for things that I'm just crazy. But you certainly can step out of your comfort zone, no matter what that looks like. Even if it's stepping into the gym for the first time, or trying a class for the first time, trying Pilates for the first time, or literally whatever the case may be, riding a bike, going out with friends. Step out of your comfort zone, meet somebody new, jump into community, like allow yourself to kind of allow your wings to spread, if that makes sense. And again, that brings a lot of growth. And low-key, you know how people are like, we all start somewhere? It definitely applies. And I feel like I did have like a spiritual revelation one of these days when I was running, because I'm like, God doesn't call us to do things that make us feel comfortable. He is creating disciples within each and every one of us. He wants to save you. You are so deeply loved by him. And he doesn't call us to do things that are comfortable. It's going to be hard. Like for me, for example, like it's going to take time to build endurance. It's going to take time to allow my heart rate to be regulated every run. It's gonna take time to be ready for this race. Do you know what I mean? Like it's 4 months away, but the training starts now. Do you know what I mean? And it's not gonna be easy. So something that I wrote here, I'm like, hold on. Oh yeah. So I was like, I truly believe that God placed this goal in my heart to stretch me. Where am I going with this? I was basically trying to say that he is trying to build me, not only physically, but mentally and spiritually. And he's trying to teach me patience, because jumping in, I'm like, I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna go crazy. And then I realized that my body isn't there yet. Like my body isn't ready for strain. You know what I mean? Not yet, at least. And that's what I'm potentially training for the race day. And he's reminding me that growth takes a lot of effort, a lot. And if you're watching this and you feel like God is nudging you into something scary, trust it, have faith. And whether it's a lesson or not, you're gonna learn from it and you're gonna grow from it. So why not just take the leap of faith? Habit number 3, routine. I've been waking up at 5 a.m. every day. Maybe sometimes not in the afternoon, not in the weekends, especially this 2-week break that I've been having. Like my body is like, oh girl, you can rest. You've put in the work these past several months. Like I've been waking up 4:45 every single day. People think I'm crazy for it. People are like, girl, do you not like to sleep? I also work a full-time job, so it's not really ideal for me to wake up right when I have to go to work, rush to work in traffic, then come back home when I'm exhausted from sitting on a chair all day to hit in the gym. I personally don't think it's ideal for me. I want to get a head start and start the day right and read the word, hit the gym, go to work, come back, do whatever it is that I need to do and wind down, right? I feel like we're always on go mode. It's okay to take a rest day. It's okay to not wake up at 5 a.m. every day, but create a habit that allows you to maintain your routine. So waking up at 5 is just a start. I'm not saying that waking up at 5 a.m. is cute and trendy and like, you know, the girly pops are doing it. No, guys, it's not easy. And it doesn't get easier. I don't know what it is, but every single time that my alarm goes off, I just want to be in bed. But there's something that drives me to be better. And no matter what that looks like, you're going to want to get up. And you get up. The effort that you put in is always going to reflect. I'm going to get a head start on my day. I'm going to put the right foot forward and do what I got to do. Because I have to. For me, for my future. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to motivate you guys into getting a head start. And even if, you know, our lives are different, right? You have people that work overnight, you have people but those people that work overnight, best believe they're gonna make time for their health. Lock in and do the things that are gonna bring value to you, that are gonna help you grow first, and then do things that you want to, like, whatever the case may be. But do things that are gonna bring value to you, that are gonna help you grow first. Always stay positive. Keep telling yourself that you're more than capable. You can do this. You're strong. You're gonna make it happen. Just keep showing up for yourself and don't give up, because life is gonna throw jabs at you no matter what. And you make the decision whether you let it affect you or not. I wanted to share a few gym tips for the girls, because I know how it gets and I know how hard it can be. I wanted to share a few things with you. And if you're struggling, if you're somebody that's struggling to stay consistent in the gym, here you go. Ready? So instead of aiming for perfection, you aim for consistency. Just keep showing up. Instead of chasing results, romanticize your gym experience. Wear the cute fit, take the cute selfie, drink your OxyShred, drink your Bloom, drink your whatever. Romanticize it. Have fun. And you're not being punished. You're getting strong, because I feel like we go in and we're like, let's destroy our bodies. No. We train for longevity. Okay. So make the use of it and protect your body, honor your body. And remember that movement is a privilege, okay? It's like a place where I learned that you're more than capable to do anything, okay? So let this be your sign. Habit number 4. It's about continuing my education and just staying curious, if that makes sense. I feel like that's something that we don't talk about the most. I feel like people are always like trying to find the trendier things, but you're always gonna be a student. I like to say that we're students for life. And I don't remember who told me this, but I know somebody did. I did not come up with this on my own, because I am not that wise, okay? But it was like early on in life, like probably middle school or something. But the thing is, staying curious and wanting to learn new things is always going to help us grow. Whether it's through actual school, like going back to school education, or reading, learning from other people, learning a new language, or just simply listening when other people are talking, because we can definitely learn a lot from each other. I've definitely learned so much from women that share the same faith, their walk with God, their discipline, and just their like overall faith. It's something beautiful to witness. It's definitely helped me in a sense as well. Something that I quote my boyfriend on, which is so funny. He's always telling me to, and maybe not these words, to absorb what's good from people, leave what doesn't align, and become more Christ-like. In other words, take the good qualities of people and don't allow them to shape you with their bad ones, if that makes sense. Okay. Habit number 5. Again, we're going back to faith, because it's something that has definitely been the center of my life this year, and it's returning back to my faith. I don't know if you guys that are watching have ever been within the faith, Christianity, or were raised in a different faith, came into Christianity, or whatever your life looks like. Me, for example, I was raised Christian. I left the faith, was lost in the world for many years, and then came back this year. Shout out Brie, I love you for like, basically God was like, the Holy Spirit was like you know, and it's definitely at least one of the biggest habits that I created this year, and I'm so thankful to God that he like did something within me, and I'm so grateful. So 2025 was the year that I truly came back to God, right? Like I said, even though I was raised Christian, I did drift and then finally came back. It's so sad to know or look back to the fact that I definitely just stopped prioritizing him, and he stopped being the center of my life. And it reflected in my decisions, it reflected on the people around me, it reflected on the things that I've done, it's reflected on everything really. And coming back to it has helped me realize, and I've come to peace with it, and we're only moving forward from here. But I think y'all should know too, you know, like y'all should know the good news. So yeah, I just wanted to share. And even though within all those years that I was caught up in the party life, I was constantly being distracted, I was always moving but somehow never there, if that makes sense. I was just exhausted with life, spiritually drained to say the least. I appreciate more till this day, which is crazy, is that when I came back, he didn't shame me for leaving. God was like, yay, she's back. He was allowing me to run to him with open arms. In a sense, he was waiting for me to return. And there's nothing that I could say that literally, it brings tears to my eyes. It's something that I can't even comprehend, if that makes sense. Like, his way of being is something that we all should strive to become. We should be more Christ-like. We should be more understanding. We should be more loving like him and accepting. And even though I'm coming back to it more of an adult, the shift was certainly not dramatic or overnight. It definitely started very quietly, and in a way I was almost a little embarrassed about my prayer because I didn't even know what to say. But the more I attended church, the more that I surrounded myself with people that are within the faith, I definitely learned a lot. And even opening up my Bible when I didn't even understand a single word that it said, and educating myself further within the word and stepping into that. And over time, I did notice a shift. It was huge. My mind was clearer. I felt more grounded spiritually, and how I would speak. Let me tell you, y'all, I had a potty mouth. The people that I surrounded myself with, what I craved in life, like, it all shifted. Like, it was crazy. And in a way, I just had peace within myself, and knowing that life isn't easy, and knowing and trusting and having faith that because God is on my side, everything's gonna be okay. And I wanted to share this because I wrote this. I was like, this is one of the biggest things that I learned this year. It's walking with God doesn't mean life gets easier. It means you're no longer walking alone. And faith literally became my anchor. My discipline had meaning finally, and my growth had purpose. So everything that I'm carrying into 2026, 2026, bro, where does the time go? But everything that I'm carrying into the next year is basically to build on that foundation. So clock it, babe. Habit number 6, quality time and presence. Okay, hold on. Remember how I told you about our digital world? Yeah. Okay, honey. Yeah. We are addicted. I don't care what you say. I don't care how you say it. We are all addicted to our electronic devices. Okay, the TV, the social media, the music, whatever, we're addicted. Especially being in the social aspect of this, like, creating is something that has definitely altered my brain chemistry a little bit because I allow myself to grow in that space. Everybody's yelling. But it's so important to make time for people that you love, to make time for the friends that value you, that love you. I wrote here, presence is a discipline. It has to be, right? Because we choose to have vague conversations instead of deep conversations. Like, I feel like because our attention spans are within a click or a swipe, there's no way for us to be like eye contact, real conversation, real thought, real rebuttal, real argument because of the digital world that we live in. So how am I trying to fix this? How am I trying to go past it? Because I'm just as addicted. There's a difference when I have quality time with people versus when I'm alone. 2 things. When I'm with a significant other, when I'm with family, when I'm with friends, I try my hardest, unless it's specified otherwise, unless I'm purposely creating content, to not open up any sort of social media, to give them 110% of my attention, to respect the space that you're trying to create. You want that. You want to have that. Now, when I'm alone, you obviously want to try and grow, right? You don't want to be in bed, curled up in the sheets, scrolling, because that's not productive. And being lazy is a sin, okay? You want to be the best version of yourself. If that's the sense, catch yourself and do something productive. Read a book, create, because there's a difference. I feel like there's definitely a difference when you're absorbing versus creating. You want to be able to express yourself, right? But because the realm is so huge and the world is so huge, I feel like most of us has lost our sense of personality. Like, we kind of all sound the same. It's a little creepy. We kind of all talk the same. Me too. I'm not saying anything. Like, me literally too. But we've lost it, and we need to gain more personality of ourselves versus trying to be like somebody else, because it's inevitable. We're human. We're gonna compare. We're gonna want whatever else somebody else has. But it's important to work within yourself and value yourself and love yourself, because you have one savior that loves you for you, not because you're trying to be somebody else. So yeah, this year I chose to be a little bit more disconnected, even though I am pretty consistent on social media. I forgot I was cut off because my SD card is running out of space, out of storage. So yeah, this year I did choose to disconnect more and just have more quality time with family and friends and Carlos, because the digital world is just a digital world, you know. Like, you want to give yourself time, and sharing it is fine too. Like, you can share your life if you want to. And backtrack, actually, because I was saying something. When I say absorbing and creating, it could be anything. It could be TV shows, absorbing social media. It could be the food you consume versus creating. It could be the digital creating. It could be paper mache, it could be knitting, it can be coloring, it could be painting. Create something that, creating, when I say creating, it has to be something that brings you life. It has to be something that makes you happy, and in a way takes you out of your comfort zone, but also embraces and embarks who you are as a whole. Yes, because we're not all the same. We're not all gonna flourish in the same aspects of life. We're all going to be great in math. We're all going to be great in science, and we're all going to be great in reading. No, we all have our strengths. You know what? Do you catch what I'm throwing? Yes? We're almost done, I promise. No more yapping until 2026. Okay. So now that we're done with our 6 habits, this is a little message for the girls that are entering into 2026, because you're amazing. I love you, and thank you for supporting me, including Carlos. In a sense, like, if you're still searching for some sort of purpose, I'm telling you, you're not behind. You're right where you're supposed to be. And one thing that definitely caught my eye was that you're not going to find your purpose by standing still. You're not going to find your purpose by staying in the same job. You got to step out of your comfort zone. You find it by trying, by failing, by trying and failing again. But what's important is for you to get right back up, because God sees you falling down 9 times. What sets you aside from somebody else is getting up the 10th, no matter what that looks like. So all you got to do is have faith, trust God in the process. And 2026 is literally about becoming the best version of yourself. We have a new year, and you don't have to wait until January 1st. 'Cause you can literally start now and get a head start. That's what I'm doing. I'm not waiting until January 1 to train for High Rocks. I better get started now, you know? And it's definitely not going to be perfect. Just be intentional with it and have a lot of faith over fear, because God is guiding you in the right direction. God honors effort. He honors it. So have discipline over destruction. So if you've reached the end of this video, I want to say thank you. This thing is really high, but it's my phone. My camera, sorry. Hello, no phone, who this? I just want to say thank you for growing with me. It's so amazing to see 2,000 and I think 300 or 2,230 people subscribe to my channel. That's a little crazy. I did not think I was gonna grow much, but turns out you love me. I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for all your support, for all your likes, for all your comments. I love you dearly. I'm stepping into 2026 with a lot of trust, a lot of obedience, and a lot of peace. So why don't we just become the best version of ourselves together? Like, why not? Let's just do it, right? Anywho, I love you guys. I'll see you guys very, very soon. And I hope you got something out of this video. And if you did, just give me a like. Maybe subscribe if you haven't already. Okay? Bye.